What's up, guys? So I've got a couple days this week to do something, and I thought I would get back on the motorcycle and take a trip. So I'm going to tell you about that, so stay tuned. So like I said, I've got a couple days that I can take a little trip or something, and I've just been checking out lately this trail that's been posted online. It's called the Trans-Missouri Overland Trail, and it starts just up by I-44, which is north of my town, and then goes all the way down, drops into Arkansas, and then comes back up to Blue Eye, Missouri. And it's all gravel roads except a few places where it crosses over pavement. It's not any kind of dedicated ride. It's just somebody's GPS tracks that you can download, and there's stuff along the way to check out. And I'm going to try to do some camping on the way. It's going to be a 2-day. It's going to be solo, so I'm going to have to camp somewhere. I've got a couple camp spots lined out that I haven't called about them because I don't think there's anybody at these, because they're way out in the middle of nowhere and there's not really any tourist places around it. So I've got those places to camp, but if I end up making it farther, I'm going to try to do some wilderness camping, because there's a really cool area, and I'll throw up a map here. It's a really long stretch of national forest. It's the Mark Twain National Forest, and we have that all over Missouri. But it's called the Glade Wilderness Trail, and there's a lot of really neat scenic views along the way that I'm going to stop and check out. And there's also some geocaches, so that's what I'm going to get done too. But before that video comes up, I'm going to show you guys in this video what I've got packed on my bike and why I'm taking it with me. So stay tuned for that. All right, so nothing's really strapped down except for these two side bags. They're just kind of sitting there closed, so I can give you kind of an idea. Basically, I'll have that tank bag here with some stuff in it, these two side bags, and these are all waterproof bags, so they'll all stay dry. This bag's a dry bag as well, 25 liter, and it'll be with me, and then my gas can. And then I'll also just be carrying this backpack with a 2-liter water in it. So I'm going to open these up real quick, and then we're going to go through them, and I'll show you what I'm taking with me for camping as well as anything else I might need for the trip. Alright guys, so first I'm going to show you what I've got in this front tank bag. This is where I'm going to keep everything that I need to get to. Now there'll be a couple other things going in here on the ride, like my wallet and things like that out of my pocket. But first off, we've got this Dr. B's cache repair kit. This has got my stuff for geocaching and extra logs and things like that for geocaching. So I'll have that when I can grab it really quick. Got a pair of headphones to drown out some noise if I get on one of the longer stretches. I've got a light, that way if I ended up riding longer into the dark, I'll have a light really quickly so I can put it on and I'll be able to set up my tent or anything I might need for that. I've got an extra long USB Type-C cable for charging my phone. That way I can connect it to my bike and run it up here, or I can run it into my tent when I'm camping at night. Got a 20,000 milliamp battery for extra power, charging my cameras overnight and possibly my phone. And then I've got a couple smaller ones. These are really great to throw in your pocket and plug something into. Like you could plug your phone into it really quickly and have it in your pocket, or you can plug your Sena headsets into it and let them charge while you're riding. This is just a USB plug that plugs into my side of my motorcycle. So that's all for this front one. So this will just be, like I said, stuff that I need to get to quickly. Next we'll start with this side bag over here. This side bag is normally empty when I'm not doing any kind of out-of-town riding, so it's normally empty. So first off, we've got propane container. It's actually a dual fuel or blended fuel for my cook stove. Next, I got a tarp here. This is just a basic tarp. You can use it for a ground tarp under your tent, or if you had to stop and make some emergency repairs, you could have some kind of tree cover, and hang it off your bike or something, and you'd have cover from the rain or the sun or something like that. All right, this is all jammed in here pretty tight. I'll have to squeeze it out here. All right, next we got a sleeping bag. This is a really, really small one that packs tight. It's good down to like 50 degrees or something Fahrenheit. This is an inflatable pillow, no bigger than a deck of cards when it's all flat, so it's really handy to have for motorcycle use. And then in the bottom I've got my little cook set here, and I'll get this out and show it to you.
So first you got the lid. You can also double it as a plate if you needed to. In here I've just got a paper towel wrapped with a sponge to clean everything. It's kind of like a scrub sponge. Here I've got a knife that's like a fork, a spoon, and a knife, and it all comes apart, and you can use them individually if you want to. And this little container is my piece that goes on top of here, my burner, so I can cook on top of that, and all these flip out, and then I can cook on top of them. Then I've got two bowls because I plan on having two different things at dinner, so I got two different bowls to put them in. And those are a lot easier to clean than this big old pan, so I don't have to just eat out of this. Plus these are really light and it all packs in here. So, and this is just my big pan for boiling the water. So that's super useful. So I'll leave all that out and pack it up later. And that's all for that side bag. So we'll go up into this top bag here. So first I got some swimming shoes here, and those are great just to walk around camp in. You can even hike in them. They're really good normal shoes, and they're good for the water as well. You can just walk right through anything and your shoes will dry out. Next item, bag of clothes, just a change of underwear, socks, swimming trunks if I find some water, extra shirt, shorts to sleep in. And here is my cooking water. So I've kind of got some stuff marked on there. So the first line I'll dump it out, and that's for one meal. And the next line I dump it out for the other part of the meal. And then the rest of it's extra water. So I'll have about 16 ounces of extra drinking water on top of what I take in this 2-liter backpack there. Next I've got, this is a kind of like just a little personal bag. I don't have to unpack it, I guess. It's got deodorant, toothpaste, toothbrush, Dawn dish soap, deodorant, batteries, a small pocket knife, a lighter. And next here I got the food that I'll be cooking. And the main course of the night is chili mac with beef. I've tried a few of these Mountain Houses and they're not great. So, you know, this is the only one that's actually tasty, you know, so I've got some napkins in there, and then I've got some Idahoan potatoes. These are great because you don't need milk and you don't need butter at all. Got some meal bars. I bring about 4 of these, and those are full meal protein bars. Those are really filling. They're really condensed. And then for breakfast the next morning, peaches and cream. And that's it for the food. Let's see. Bug spray. Got to have bug spray. All right, and continue on. I've got my tent. This is everything in my tent: the flap, the whole tent, and everything like that, all wrapped in there. It packs up pretty small. And next, got a first aid kit here. You've got to have one of these when you're on a motorcycle trip. I always, whoops, my bag fell off. I always almost bring this. I mean, it's always handy to have. You never know when you might need it. Got Advil in here, storm-proof matches in case I need them, some burning paper so I can try to make a fire if the wood ain't too wet. Got some wet wipes for use in the bathroom in the middle of nowhere if you have to. Got a rain poncho, just all kinds of stuff, you know, medical kit stuff. Pick this back up off the floor. It gets unbalanced when it's half full. All right, then I've got a chair here. This is just a chair from Walmart. It's a decently comfy chair. It's just not rated for my weight, but as long as you don't plop down in it, it's great. And it packs up pretty small. And then I've got my, I guess you want to call it an air mattress, but it's basically just a pool inflatable. It's really long and wide. It's completely wide enough for me and long enough for my whole body to lay on. Then it airs up and it's pretty comfy rather than laying on the ground. And then the last thing in here, tent poles. So that's everything in the main large bag. Pretty much in this side bag. I won't take it all out, but I've got a extra spare inner tube in a pouch. I got extra cables in case a cable breaks on. I've got extra nuts and bolts, tube repair kits, air pump. I I've got a whole entire toolkit to do anything I might need to on the bike. I've got a 15-foot strap in case you could pull up under a tree and lift the front up if you had to change a tire. Any number of things that you might need to do to it. Also in there I've got a chain repair kit, and basically that's going to be all I'm taking with me besides an extra gallon of gas. And yeah, so that's all the stuff. I'm going to pack it all back up now, but hopefully this trip goes pretty well. I won't really plan on doing the wilderness camping if I can, but depending on where I make it, if I don't make it to the wilderness part in the first day's ride, then I'll probably try to find one of the campgrounds, the nearest campground, depending on where I'm at. So it should be a pretty good time. I've never solo camped before. I have wilderness camped, just not solo. So this time I plan on trying some solo wilderness camping, and then checking out a good dual sport ride, because it's, like I said, it's going to be a lot of gravel, and hopefully I'll go all the way down into Arkansas and back up to Blue Eye and then make my way back, because I don't know how far I'm going to get the first day. It just depends on what happens. So hopefully you guys stay tuned for the ride videos and check those out, because this is going to go up, and then I'll throw up a ride video of the actual trip. Hopefully I'll get to record everything. It just depends on how I can keep the batteries for the camera charged and everything, because I've got like 5 batteries for it, and then I'll just have to keep my phone and everything charged, So anyway, guys, stay tuned for that, and I appreciate everybody watching, subscribing, and liking the video. Have a good one.